Hi, this is Dan again with the instructional video portion of the Sanyo Comet 2 from 1976. First of all, let me say thank you very much for purchasing the machine. Certainly hoping that it got to your house in one piece and there's no major problems. Certainly if there is, we'll get that worked out. First thing you want to do when you get ready to play the machine, there's a couple of things you want to check. This particular machine had a couple of pieces taken off of it by a previous owner. I'm not sure why people do that. It really doesn't affect anything, but there is supposed to be, if you were to look on the front of the case, you'll see a very small little brass piece, and there's a hole in the frame right here, and that would have come out to a mechanism that controlled this little spring-loaded tab right here. And if that part was there, then and the machine had balls in it, if you pushed a small pin through there and activated it, it would open this. It allows this to then dump like that, and all of the balls that are up in this area would dump and just come right out and empty the machine. It's part of the maintenance of the machine. That feature is not there, so the only thing you want to make sure of is that they're not able to swing down like this. You want to make sure that they're up and this is under it so that they can't swing. This isn't going to change, it won't go anywhere. So that part is okay. They also, for whatever reason, defeated one other piece on this machine, and normally there would have been a rod going from here down and inside the ball handling mechanism. That rod is attached to a counterweight system here that says when it's in this position I've got enough balls, when it's in that position I don't. And if that rod were there, then eventually when you run out of balls it would stop letting you shoot. So the way the machine is now, you can run out of balls here and you can continue to shoot as long as you have balls out front, and it will continue to pay out until all of the balls get into the jackpot and are gone. So again, I don't really know why people take those parts out. Suffice to say, they're not easy to come by, but the machine is fully functional the way it was intended to be played, so it's not a big deal for having parts missing, but I did want to bring that to your attention. So again, this you want to make sure will let the balls go through rather than dropping out of the machine. This is called the jackpot chamber. I'm sorry, this is the jackpot chamber. This is called the seesaw chamber, and in here is a white piece of plastic called the seesaw, and very enlarged, if you will. It sits on an angle like this, and when a ball comes in, the ball weight tips it down like this. Again, a very, very exaggerated, but you can see it. If you were letting somebody else play the machine, you could watch the mechanism. So it needs to be in the up position to begin with, and this little plunger here is what's designed to allow you to do that. You push up on the plunger, it pushes the seesaw into the upper position, which is where you want it to be to start before you actually start to play the game. If it's in the down position, the first time that a ball goes into the winning area, it simply won't pay out. So you have to just reach around, lift up, and then it'll pay out, and you're okay. All right. So that's the initial setup before you do anything to the machine. Take your 9-volt power supply, plug it in, and this light up in here will come on, the upper light. This says, hey, I don't have any or not enough balls in here. It's controlled by this micro switch right here. And again, it's a weight shift that changes that. So this will get kind of noisy, so I'll shut up while I do it, but you can watch the balls go in. They're going to go down, around, and into the jackpot chamber. And once enough balls get into the system all the way through, then again the weight shift, it closes this switch and turns the light off. Okay. So now when a ball goes into one of the tulips or one of the pockets, it's going to activate the seesaw mechanism, which will then activate the jackpot mechanism and let the balls out of the machine. The actual winning ball will end up going into the seesaw, out of the seesaw, and down this path, and will drop out of the machine. So again, there's a clear mechanism right here. If the ball gets hung up in there, there's a clear mechanism here. There's this that will bring the seesaw back up to where it needs to be. These are fine the way they are. So you should be fine the way the machine is right now to start to play. On this side, this is the release for the front door, the door that has the chrome frame with the plexiglass. That's the release there. And right here is a release for the whole mechanism to swing out of the frame. I'm not gonna, well actually I can do it because it's freestanding, but that would swing it right out. But you wouldn't want to do that unless this whole kid was screwed down or screwed to the wall or something, because it puts all the weight on the front side. Okay. All right, so swing this around. Good. So the first thing you want to do now is, there, make sure that's shut. And then you're just going to load some balls into the upper tray. And if you watch, you can see them go down into the ball handling mechanism. Now the first time that I attempt to launch a ball, nothing will happen because it's one activation that actually puts a ball onto the launch ramp. So now there's a ball on the launch ramp. So again, you're going to bring it down and let go, and it will launch a ball. Goes into a tulip that wins. This light will light. 14 balls come out as a prize. Now, as I said, there's no real skill involved, but there is some technique. You can, every once in a while that'll happen. You can get used to how hard you need to launch the ball if you want it to stay on this side or you want it to go over to this side. Also, this is it's not a bumper like it is in a lot of machines. It's actually a pendulum. It'll swing out of the way. So if you launch a ball really hard, it will hit this pendulum and actually go inside of here and come out and drop down here. I don't know if I can... Not quite, but you can see it doesn't happen very often, and most of the time you don't want it to happen because you want to keep the ball in play. So that's how it works. I will be certainly available anytime via the eBay mail system. Once you have purchased the machine, I can share my phone number with you and would certainly be available anytime for you to call and talk in real time. I've had any number of customers that use the FaceTime capability so that we can actually see the machine and talk about it and so on and so forth. So I certainly hope that you're happy with your purchase and look forward to having a good time with this machine for many years to come. Thanks again.